Hi guys, Tom Bell here from Revenue Tactics, and today I've got a very special guest. I'm going to be talking to Jack, one of my private coaching students from a couple of years ago, who's consistently been hitting multiple six figures a year with native ads. I've now brought him in as a mentor under my company to deliver some of the one-on-one coaching for our students at Revenue Tactics, my affiliate marketing education academy. So in the interview, we're going to be talking about Jack's story and his progression through his affiliate marketing business, and then we're going to get onto a method that he's absolutely crushing right now, which is email marketing in conjunction with native ads. So let's get into it, guys. I hope you enjoy our discussion, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, Tom.
Okay, hey Jack, thanks for joining me, buddy. How's it going?
Great. Good to talk to you. Happy to have this call with you. Happy to share some information with other people because we were just gonna talk about this email collecting thing one-on-one, and we figured it would be a better thing to share
Absolutely.
with the world.
Definitely.
So
I know the viewers are going to get a lot out of our conversation today for sure. Because obviously we had you before on the channel, didn't we? When you've been a coaching student of mine and
mhm.
still having some massive success now, which I think is fantastic. So you've been sustainable over the long term with native ads, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a long time now, 6, 7 years,
Amazing.
mostly
Great story.
native. Hmm.
So on that front, Jack, let's have a chat about your background in affiliate
Hmm.
marketing. Because we all
Sure.
started somewhere, didn't we?
Yeah, I actually started before the pandemic. A long time ago, my mother became disabled, and she needed a caretaker at home. And
Mm,
this was I needed to get a job that I could work from home. And like I went through all the jobs back then. It was a lot. It was not as many as before after the pandemic, but it was the best job that I could find from working at home. And I like the ability to go and set my own schedule, travel around. So
yeah. Well, actually,
so
probably the opposite to a job. Absolute freedom.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Plus, the money is not capped at any particular point. You are in control of how much you earn at the end of the day, aren't you?
Yeah. It's probably the most scalable
For sure.
job around.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's no other way to make seven figures so quickly, in my opinion. Of
Hmm.
course, I'm
Hmm.
biased, but it's I think it's the truth. So, which traffic source did you start on, Jack? 'Cause obviously, we worked together on Native, and
Hmm.
we had some
Hmm.
massive six figure results with that. But it wasn't the first place you started, was it, back in the day?
I did some Google, I did some
Yeah.
Facebook, but the most success I had was on Plenty of Fish when they still had that as
Yeah.
a popular traffic source.
Hmm.
And then uh, just switched over to Native. Native is nice because the scalability, and then so many different types of offers work on it. So I like I like the math stuff behind it. I like it.
Sure. Let's talk a bit more about Plenty of Fish, because it's
Hmm.
not really a traffic source that I got into. Obviously, I knew people were doing it in the space. I was more on the pop side of things when I got started, and that's
Hmm.
where I got my first results really. But
Hmm.
we're talking the paid traffic side of things, aren't we here on POF?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and dating offers presumably as well.
Yeah, mostly dating, a little bit of ED. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. And what did
but
that
Nate,
funnel look like, Jack?
I'm sorry.
And what did that funnel look like, Jack?
It was pictures to a landing page, and then if it was a dating offer, then it would go to a pay per lead offer. So
Right.
the person goes to the offer, and then we get paid per sign up.
Yeah, cool. And that can still work on native as well, obviously.
Mhm, mhm,
But I
mhm.
know you then got into those higher payout, sort of Nutra-based, $100 a sale kind of products, didn't you, after that? So the
Yeah,
thing you'd see on ClickBank, those VSL offers. Yeah. So would you say the
exactly.
funnel changed at that point, or were you doing the same kind of thing, but just with a different offer?
It's basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Same audience.
sure. Yeah. I always tell students to work backwards. So it's really what the offer requires, which is often a VSL, isn't it? So the landing page is basically trying to pre-sell that VSL rather than the product. And then you work back to the ad, and you have to have everything kind of in congruence and in the same flow.
Yep.
So what kind of results did you get when you start looking at those high payout offers? Let's talk about that.
Good. Running.
I think it's a bit of an understatement. I told you to sell yourself on this call.
Yeah, we can do 6 figures
Yeah,
a month running
yeah,
these kind of offers,
that's
especially on the
awesome.
bigger traffic sources.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of money to be made here, but
Yeah,
you also have to be careful. And I got a ton out of working through your course because
yeah,
it, yeah, it
yeah. I appreciate
increased our profitable, the number of profitable campaigns we had a lot.
Yeah,
So
no, I do appreciate that, buddy. And it was a pleasure to work with you. And here we are now, which is the other side of the coin. You actually coming into our company and offering coaching to our students as well, which I'm really excited about. Genuinely, you're a great guy, and there couldn't be anyone better that I'd want to do this training in my company. So
I as well. I'm looking forward to it. Very happy about it as well.
yeah, brilliant. Okay, so obviously had some massive success with ClickBank, Max Bounty, those kind of offers. The high payout VSL stuff. And now you're doing something a little bit different, aren't you?
We're not actually doing totally different, but we're collecting emails, and it's made a very big difference in the entire structure of our profitability. So I wanted to share how we got to this. It took us like 15 tries. We had like 15 email collecting attempts where it was just failure after failure after failure, and now we kind of figured out the formula. So I want to share with you guys. I don't want to share my specific the offers that we're running,
No.
but because we're still running it and profitable.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I could. But there is another offer that I ran before profitably, and it's a pain patch.
Oh,
Right?
I wasn't actually expecting the prop. I don't have anything to offer, Jack. I've got a bottle of water. I don't. That's great. Yeah, tell me about the pain patches.
This it uses a new technology, so it's got a nice story behind it. It sells really well on native. One of the reasons is that it's usable for a lot of different ailments. So what you do is, if you have back pain, you put this somewhere between your back pain and your brain, and it disrupts the signal, and it reduces the amount of pain that you feel. And they have some studies behind it. And so it's good for back pain. It's good for knee pain. If you have migraines, you could stick it on your forehead. And what happened to me is I broke my arm. So not only was this a product that we were selling and was actually selling well, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna become a customer, because
Love that.
I broke my arm playing volleyball, and the pain was okay, but I couldn't sleep. Like I couldn't sleep for longer than an hour without getting woken up, and then needed to take pills every time. I couldn't get a full night's rest. And then when I finally got this, it was like black and white, and that was the last day I took pain pills. So whenever I just had a pain, I just put it on my arm and it relieved the pain. I was able to sleep through it. I was wondering to myself, like, is it a placebo or is not? But in the end, pain reduction is pain reduction. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, I love the fact you believe in the product you're promoting as well, because as we know in the affiliate space, there's a number of questionable offers out there as well, aren't there? I'm not one of the people that feels just comfortable promoting anything. I love the fact you actually bought it, and you also got inside, the customer avatar's heads. I suppose in your case, you were the customer avatar. Certainly in that case, I know often it's an older demographic, isn't it, for back pain, knee pain, those type of things. And what about the creative side of things when you're creating your creative? So I imagine actually having the pain patch, you could go away, photograph some of your own ads as well, right?
Yeah. So in terms of the creatives, native, we set it up so there was different angles. So if somebody's using it for back pain, then the angle is about how back pain was relieved, and then the advertorial is about specific topic about back pain, and then there's an offer version where they have back pain, for example. So, and then the knee pain also did well, shoulder pain, and then the migraines didn't sell so well, but we split it up based on different angles.
So I remember working on that with you in the coaching. I think it was at the end of the campaign we had a look at it, didn't we? But I remember that back pain patch. I'm assuming it's the same one. So
it's the
yeah, so you got a great product there. Let's talk a bit more about the funnel now, in terms of your transition from just doing like VSL straight ahead funnel. I'd probably say, classic arbitrage, ad, landing page, offer, and then you kind of, I mean, that's not wrong, is it? It's not wrong. It's a way that you kind of graduating into the email funnel now. Let's talk a little bit about that and what that funnel looks like.
We were very interested in collecting emails because when we read like these success stories of people making millions of dollars, I mean, more than half of them say collect emails as soon as possible. So it was always on the back of our minds, so like, let's get this, let's start doing this.
Sure.
And the first emails we collected was we started from the native source, and we went on the landing page and we had a nice script, and then we gave them a good reason why they should submit their email, and we were going to promote offers on,
Yeah.
through email. And it was a disaster. It was
Right.
totally bombed. We spent like $500. We got maybe 70 emails or something. Nobody was clicking. It
Right.
was just, and Tom, as you can probably imagine, it was, these people who were interested in something,
Yes.
then they were downgraded to an email funnel. So that didn't work. And then we tried, we took a regular funnel that was already profitable,
Got it.
something like this,
Yep.
and we tried collecting emails in different parts of the landing page. So we tried on the bottom of the page, in the middle of the text, like, oh, hey, by the way, here's something cool. We tried it on the when you scroll up and there's a modal that pops up.
Yeah.
We tried it on the back button redirect, and the results were, so either it got a very poor opt-in rate, so it was like 1 or 2 emails per $100 spent, so nothing
Right.
really happened.
Yeah. No good. Yeah.
Or the email collection was it worked, but it lowered the offer conversion rate by a lot, so it was almost like it was too disruptive.
Right.
So we're talking about like it would lower the EPC by 40% of the offer. And it was that, so even though people were opening the emails, it still was not, we were not going to be able to make up that big of a drop. So then we thought about it like, hey, what if we design the email collection in a way that it increases the main offer's conversion rate?
Yep.
Right. So I just went on Google and I'm like, hey, how do you collect emails while promoting a single offer? And someone just said, hey, what you do is you make that offer even better. And often the way to do that is to look at something that's not as good, or something that's kind of like wrong about that offer, and then try to fix it. Try to provide something that's even better. So yeah, I don't want to reveal the stuff that's working right now, but but for this offer, which was painfully obvious for me when I got it, was that I ordered mine, I was looking forward to it, and the shipping was 3 to 4 weeks.
Ah, okay.
So you can imagine somebody who's in pain, they want that pain
Too
relief.
long.
They want it yesterday. They don't want it 3 to 4 weeks.
Right.
Even if I expressed this, I shipped it. I want it as soon as possible, right? So what I would do in this case is, let's say for the back pain funnel, a lot of people were buying this for back pain. I can see that there's a lot of offers also for back pain that are offering back pain stretches.
Right.
So for an email cross sell, what I would test out would be to promote this, say how cool this is, and then, hey, by the way, would you also be interested in getting some stretch relief tonight that will also work well with this offer? And usually a lot of people will be like, oh, that sounds cool, let me get both. So then they sign up and they drop the email, and then right away we're still trying to push this main offer. We're still trying to promote this. And then the first few emails are delivering what we offered, which was, the stretches. And then we can, in the stretches, we're also talking about how the stretches work really well with this offer. So we're like, we're upselling, we're not upselling, but we're retargeting and trying to get this. So when we test this kind of funnel with the email collection versus the original, we see a bump of just using, let's say, 3, 4, 5 emails to promote this. We see a EPC bump of about 25 to 40%.
Wow.
So we get this bump, and then now all of a sudden, I mean, we got the bump and we collected emails. So
Mm.
it's like it's an inversion point in terms of where we're at in terms of with the campaigns. So and we've got a lot of interesting things as we've been going through this process.
Mm.
Because not only do you get the bump in the EPC, now when we want to test out a new landing page or a new idea or a new offer, instead of testing it on the paid traffic source, we're testing it out on the email traffic source. So
Nice.
then we're not paying for traffic, we're just going to get revenue. We're just
Yeah.
getting more revenue.
Yeah.
And then the real beauty of it is that because you know, as you know, when you're testing something new, it could work, it could not work, or it could
Right.
have a lukewarm reaction. With the emails, you get the same kind of thing, but they respond and they tell you what they like about it, what they don't like, and most of the time they'll tell you, hey, what you thought is not this, it's something totally different.
Sure.
So
And also,
it's
so
not,
you could survey the audience there as well, couldn't you? There's an opportunity.
and surveys, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like a revenue generating survey machine. So and then we'll if something is, so we usually actually test out for a smaller part of the emails, like let's say 2,000, see how it works. If it doesn't work out, we kind of use the feedback to reformulate the offer and then send it to another list, another segment of the list. And
Yes.
then as this process is going, and then you really hit pay dirt and it's really converting well, now you have a funnel that you can take back to the native traffic source, and you have so it's a totally different way to work these campaigns. And also the nice thing is, if you have a native traffic source that let's say your profitability went down to 0,
Right.
you just pause it, work on your emails, you get something new going, and then you take your findings and you put it on your traffic a native. So
that's awesome, man.
It's made a big difference in the amount of profitability we have and the scalability
Sure.
in this kind of process.
Love the model. Love the model. And let's talk about that funnel from the ad first. Do you find that ad different to the kind of ad that you'd run for a VSL offer, where you're offering something more curiosity based? Often there's a solution in the ad, isn't there, in those kind of VSL situations? How does that differ for the ad you're creating in this situation?
We use the same ad because the ad, as you know, it's the ad is just trying to get you to the next spot.
Yes.
Right. So we haven't changed anything in terms of that.
Right. And how about on the landing page? Help I understand a bit more about that.
I don't want to reveal the specifics.
No, of course. I understand you wanted to, and I told you to do that, obviously, before we got on this call. Keep your campaigns private, because I know you're very generous with your information. So, the last thing you want is 10,000 competitors after people viewing this call, obviously. But let's really simple. Let's lay out that funnel. Okay, so we've got I'll let you.
So yeah, the ad from the native source goes to the landing page.
Yeah.
They read the landing page, and while they're clicking on the call to action, we usually just have another very seamless transition to, hey, here's something really cool. Do you want this as well? Yeah. And the answer is either yes, and if the yes, then leave a email opt-in for, well, this is the obvious way you get that really cool thing. And if the answer is no, they don't want it, well, instead of no, we just say, hey, cool, let's watch this video instead right away. Yeah, immediately.
Sure. So they can either go straight to the offer, or they can get the bonus plus the offer, at which point you're collecting the email.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Yeah, I love the funnel. Love the funnel. It's not the classic lead magnet to offer, is it?
So, yes, speaking of which, as soon as we switch over to emails, people stop ripping our landing pages. Because it's
interesting, isn't it?
Like they just look at it like, that's too much work.
Yeah.
So so except once. One time I saw somebody do it. They just removed the email collection. But then the funny thing was, I looked at my campaign data, and because I did a split test between exactly what they're running without the email collection, and
Right.
then the one that I'm currently running with the email collection. I can see it. It's like, well, they're only getting 60% of the profitability as I'm getting, so they're probably not going to be able to compete. And then after a few weeks, we don't see their ads anymore.
Mm.
So it's almost like this, like a moat around my campaigns that
Yeah.
it stops other people. And it's totally a big first step into creating new offers. You're like being an offer owner, because
Sure.
you have the audience. You're already, you know, as you know, as an offer owner.
Yes.
So
No, I love that. I love that. And the other thing I like about that as well is you can help people maximize the actual product, because a really good upsell should help the result of the offer become easier to get, essentially, right?
yeah, exactly.
So it just helps you get there faster. But you're doing that before the offer's even been purchased, which I like. Interesting.
Yeah, and then even probably could after they purchase it, but we just have an experiment.
Yeah, well, of course, you've got that back end flow as well, haven't you? And that, you know, you mentioned the offer owners, and I know many of the top offer owners on ClickBank, and the amount they make, I'm not going to reveal on this call, but the amount they make on the back end is mind blowing. It really is. It really is.
Yeah. I want to just throw out some couple tips that I had
Sure.
for
Go for it.
that I found and also talking to other email writers. So of course you always want to follow CAN-SPAM, GDPR, and all the offer rules, because you obviously get a lot of trouble if you don't. And email allows so much creativity that you can, if you want to test something out, you could always find a way around the rules to still provide value with the people, not get them upset, and follow the rules. So
Right.
it's a very creative endeavor. Yeah.
For sure.
And personable. Be very personable in emails. So like I like the way that you write your emails. They're, you're being you, and
Yeah.
people like you. They don't
Right.
like you, whatever. But
Yeah.
they want to see somebody. They don't want to
Yeah.
read an advertisement.
Yeah, and
So
I think people buy into stories over email. That's what I've always had best results with, telling a story, and not necessarily getting caught up in click-through rates and emails either.
yeah.
It's better to have a lower click-through rate and higher conversion rate, obviously. If you can actually make people want to continue reading the email and kind of search out the link, I think that's a lot more powerful than just kind of spamming people with links all the way through the email as well.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Definitely. So there's a lot of moving parts on native, as we know, different widgets you're bidding on, different cities potentially, obviously different times of the day, different hours of the day, different ads, different landing pages. There's many things going on. And then obviously adding email into that as well increases the number of moving parts, which I think would intimidate some people. And it's not necessarily the first campaign that I would look to run with like an absolute newbie, if myself or yourself was working with one of our students. But what would you say if you were to take a really simple version of what you were doing? How would you advise someone just to get started with email and take those very first few steps? Let's say somebody's already got a flow that's profitable. Let's say they're doing a ClickBank offer, okay? Loads of people that watch my videos are on ClickBank, some are on Max Bounty, Buy Goods. They've all got the same sort of offers. But let's say someone's doing, like we spoke about earlier, that classic, straight sale arbitrage funnel, ads, landing page offer. And let's say they've got something profitable. What do you think would be good to, extend that campaign and evolve it, I suppose? What steps would you take for email on that front?
Sign up for one of the email service providers that allows unlimited emails per person. And if they already got the flow and they're already let's say break even or slightly profitable, then just have their programmer or think about a way that you can provide value, and in the funnel have their programmer add that widget. And I mean, you could do it. It's not too hard to
yeah. I mean, not everyone will be technical wizards, and you don't need to be, do you? I mean, I'm not. People think I'm a genius coder, and I'm not. And I use sometimes I have people do stuff for me. Sometimes I'll just use like Convertri or a funnel builder. Well, actually, Andy Fletcher, who owns Convertri, is a really good friend of mine. He is like the genius coding guy. Just sees the
Yep.
world of numbers. Just very, very smart man. Very smart man.
We and you and I are resorted to hiring those dangerous
Yeah, well,
coders.
we're on the creative front, aren't we? Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Okay,
Jack, you've had massive success with native ads and email marketing, well in excess of 7 figures. So, if you were to pass your top 3 tips over to our viewers today, what would they be?
if you have a list already and you're cross-selling other people's products, the other offers you want to cross-sell, a lot of times they'll have an email card. They'll have like 5 emails that you can use. Don't copy and use those because they're almost always really spammy.
Mm.
And I mean, almost always. So
And other people are using them too, right? If you've got access to them, other people will have access to them. It's exactly the same when I'm working with clients and I ask them to go away for a coaching call and prepare, like I did with you.
Mhm.
You remember those that grinding work I made you do, where I made you go away and collect like 50 pictures and bring them back to the session, right?
Yeah.
Often people bring back stuff they've been given from vendors, or worst of all, just stuff in the spy tools. But if you're getting access to them, other people will be as well. You've got to think outside the box, haven't you? So important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I noticed from those creatives, they'll sell an email, but they'll burn the list because there'll be a lot of spam complaints, and then a lot of those people that opened it are going to stop opening your emails in the future. So what works much better is to just take those, look at the email that they pre-wrote, just pick out some of those ideas that they want to promote, and instead of leaving like 3, 4, 5 links, just write it in a very personable tone to somebody that you like, and just and here, by the way, Uncle, I want to help you. I found this really cool thing, kind of, so something that wouldn't annoy people. And yeah, other tip is always follow the CAN-SPAM, GDPR, and all the offer rules. It's not worth it to go around it for a fast dollar, because with email, if you just use a little bit of creativity, you can figure out a way to follow all the rules, which is so that's always been the case. If I want to test something, I can figure out a way to do it and not anger anybody. And then third tip is try to offer the value that will satisfy your reader in a way that it's a pleasure for them to read, and it easily slides them from one idea to the next. So then they comes to the logical conclusion of what they should do.
Yeah, I love those. They're really good tips. So, Jack, you've had massive success in your affiliate business for a number of years now, and I've loved knowing you as a friend now, as well as an acquaintance in the affiliate space. What are the next steps for your business? Obviously, I'm delighted to have you come in and deliver some of the coaching for our clients. But what's the next step for your business, do you think? And do you have any particular goals this year?
Yeah, my agency, we're scaling,
Yep.
and also next step, we're starting up some offers. So some internal offers from our using our email list, and also just start split testing them with the other people's offers. Yeah.
Sounds great.
So kind of take that next step that you've also taken. So
definitely, yeah. I mean, I love affiliate marketing. It's what got me into internet marketing at the start, and I wouldn't be in the position I was today without it, obviously. And I still do it now. But yeah, actually transitioning from affiliate marketing and eventually at some point down the line having your own office, I think it's very, very smart for sure. So no, that is good to hear, Jack.
you could also make a lot of money just as an affiliate, but
definitely.
the
Absolutely.
offer thing is longer term, a little more stability, so
For sure. All right, buddy. Final piece of advice for our viewers today. What would it be?
Get coaching. You're gonna
Well, there we have it.
You're gonna spend a lot of time, a lot of money
Yeah.
on your campaigns, then try to make them as profitable as fast as possible. So that's the advice that I wish I received earlier, and I wouldn't have wasted a few years trying to learn all these things when I should have just went full on faster.
Sounds great. Well, Jack, thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate all those tips. And I think people are going to find a lot of value from the video. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Appreciate the call. Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
All right. You take care.
Always good to talk to you. Thanks. Bye.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And if you are looking to work with Jack or myself on your native ad campaigns in the affiliate marketing space, then be sure to head over to revenuetactics.com/apply for mentorship and fill in your application. We'd love to hear from you and help you take charge of your affiliate marketing business. So bye for now, guys. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.